So the subject of this blog is parental lessons. Not to tell you or to give my advice on how to be a parent, I'm not. But what I am is a child, adult child, who returned home to stay with my parents, not for the length of time I was anticipating. 2020, the year of lockdown. If you can cast your mind back to your younger days, maybe at university when you lived with other people. I also lived with people when I lived in Singapore, which is quite an expensive city. So I shared a home with 5 people. And there's the compromise to be had, but there's not this element of me, child, you, parent, as there is when you literally are with your parents. I don't know about you, have you gone back, stayed with them? Many people, when I said I was locked down and still am living with them, they were like, how, basically. And I will be honest and say it has not been easy to do it. It really hasn't. My parents recently went, we put ourselves in your shoes. It's not easy, is it? No. The reality is, though, that it has served me so well. My goal was not to move back here. It was to visit, to travel, to visit, to travel, to visit, to travel, to maybe leave. And as time has gone on, it's become I'm here. Okay. I'm here and let's see what's going to happen. The virus, as for so many of us, really threw a spanner in where we were going in life. It has been a game of table tennis, to be honest, going from yes, no, ping pong as that ball goes across the table. As it crosses the net is kind of that balance of all is well. Then all of a sudden one bat hits you and then the other bat and you're, I say, an adventure. So we live in a static caravan, which if you can picture this measures 12 foot by 38. The plot is a little bit bigger than that, but it's still maximum, 6-7 meters by 12. It's not big. And yes, we were all in this when Spain went. By the way, people, you are not moving. You are not leaving your home. You cannot walk down the street. And even though we're on this camping site, we stayed in. I was lucky I could walk on the deck next door, which walked 25 paces. That was my max. First few months, not so bad. I kind of got on with things. Lack of privacy started to get to me a little bit. If you've ever been on a camping holiday and stayed in a static caravan, you'll know those walls are thin. When someone farts, you can hear it. And that was our reality. What were we going to do? It was what it was. There was nowhere else I could go. I had to embrace the situation, which I did by focusing on working on presentations, on a Pilates training course that I put together with a friend. That was it. Do not disturb me when I'm on my computer. If I had headphones on, do not disturb me. Trying to set boundaries is basically what I was trying to do. But I tell you, your parents, they put those triggers in you and they didn't mean to do it, but they did do it. And of course, those triggers are still there and bam, bam, bam. I got triggered. I had to go to my room, cry to my friends. I resorted to being, I think, a 5-year-old at times, maybe a 7-year-old, a 14-year-old. Breath work, escapism, anything that I could do at times to remove myself is what I did. Moving, whether it was on the deck, walking, playing with the bands, doing some yoga, doing videos, it didn't matter. I figured out ways to go, okay, I can deal with this. As the restrictions eased, way easier to be able to leave, to get out, to go for a longer walk. More than 25 paces was bliss. And what was amazing is how it simply was a case of, well, this is what it is. Get on with it. There was no point not being annoyed, shitty. It didn't serve a purpose because it totally was what it was. There was nothing else we could do. And I did a lot of work of sitting back and thinking, hang on, what are the lessons here? What are the lessons? Big lesson was, these are my parents. Oh, they are the biggest teachers for me in how I don't want to be, how I do or don't want a relationship to be, the skill of communicating, and also to change me, change my expectations, which was a huge thing. I had this thought in my mind of what my parents were like and how it should be and how their relationship should be. And of course, it's not. I did spend some time trying to change them. Does not work. Love to say it does, but it certainly doesn't. So what I had to do instead is look back at me. I had to stop myself. At times I pretended I was Donald Duck and pretty waterproof. Other times I was being Winnie the Pooh, who sits in this beautiful space of equanimity of, it is just the day, and today is my favourite day, because every day is a day. Not all of them worked, and journaling helped me a lot to get stuff out, although at times my mum insisted on interrupting me, and still does when I'm journaling. It's my quiet time. So then I learned I had to set boundaries, and those boundaries are not just with parents, they're with other people as well, and friends, and being able to sit in the space of this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this was not acceptable to me, and please tell me if how I behave is not acceptable to you. And it's hard. I am not going to lie, it's hard, but the stubborn bitch in me came out and went, I'm going to work this out. I'm so going to work this sucker out. And you know, before you go to tell someone, it's a moment of, and your heart beats fast and your palms get sweaty and it's like, okay, can. And the more you do it, the easier that becomes. So we're now in this space 7 months later of, it's pretty good. There has been some shit that has happened in our family for different reasons. And emotions were up and down, yo-yoing. I kind of went, 2020, yo-yo. Y-O, 2020. And it's weird. It's such a weird year. And I've said this to a number of people that I've spoken to, and if you're listening, hi. It's being able to give ourselves and each other permission to go, you know what? It is shitty. It is shitty. And what can we all do but be in this experience, ride it out, put your seatbelt on, because it is a bit of a roller coaster, and it will pass. As my lovely friend across the road says, all is well and all will be well. I wish I had more answers as to when this is going to end. Nobody really knows. But what I will say is, if you're having a bad day, phone a friend, speak to them, say you're having a shit day, maybe journal, go for a walk. Drawing helped me. Movement is my go-to. It certainly is. Or just scream and be like, ah! Of course, another alternative is, by all means, send me an email and just go, blah, 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 blah. Perfectly acceptable. We all need an outlet. And I'm very grateful for mine, and my blogging, and this audio now is also my way of expressing some of the that's been inside. I hope that was useful to you. I will continue doing this. Always welcome to feedback. If you want to work with me, shoot me an email. I'm a movement coach and a life coach, and conversation, open, honest communication definitely helps get through this rather bizarre time in our lives. Take care of yourselves and be kind to you and each other. Okay, bye.